This is your host, Dub FFG, with the Fantasy Football GOAT Strategies. How's everyone doing today? Today we're going to talk about Week 16, the hot reads, the must-starts. This is playoff season, y'all. Round 2. Let's get to it. First up, we have Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff and the Lions are home versus the Steelers. They're facing the 23rd ranked defense against quarterbacks, so expect 20 fantasy points. Jared Goff should actually have a pretty good game. His arsenal of weaponry is going to be on display. The Steelers, they're going to be in a tough situation this weekend versus the Lions. So Jared Goff, he's a hot read. Next up, we have CJ Stroud. Now, CJ and the Texans, they're home versus the Raiders. They're facing the 20th ranked defense versus quarterbacks. Anybody facing the Raiders right now, you need to start them. The quarterback, the receivers, the running backs, the tight ends, what have you. But this week, we're going to say CJ Stroud. So expect about 230 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud and the Texans, they're on a mission. He's a hot read. Next up, we have Saquon Barkley. Now, Saquon and Philly, they have a road game this Saturday versus the Commanders. And Saquon is starting to get in a little bit of a groove. So expect about 80 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. He's only scored 2 touchdowns in a game once this season. So this should be the second game. And he hasn't quite gone over 100 yards rushing in a lot of games. But this one, he's going to stay around 80. Somewhere between 80 and 100. Saquon Barkley, expect about 20 fantasy points from him. He's a hot read. Next up, we have Jacoby Myers. Now, Jacoby and the Jags are on the road versus the Broncos. This is going to be a tough matchup for the Jags all around, and as well for the Broncos. But for Myers, it really depends on who Patrick Surtain is covering. If Surtain is not covering him, then expect a big game. At least 60 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. That's about 15 fantasy points for him. He's a hot read. Next up, we have DK Metcalf. The Steelers are on the road versus the Lions. Now, DK and the Steelers, they're facing a favorable matchup when it comes to the Lions secondary. They're 32nd ranked. So expect about 8 to 10 targets at least if the Steelers are going to have somewhat of a chance to be in this game just to be competitive. Because the Lions have a lot of weapons on offense. So the Steelers are going to have to keep up in some form or fashion or attempt to. So expect about 8 to 10 targets, 60 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. DK Metcalf, he's a hot read. Next up, we have the Texans defense. They're home versus the Raiders, facing the 32nd ranked offense in the league. That's plain and simple. They're facing the Raiders, last in the league in offense. The Texans defense should score big, and I mean big this weekend. So expect about 20 fantasy points at least. Actually expecting higher around that 30 fantasy point range, but we're going to say 20 for now. So the Texans defense, they should take you to the next round if you have them. So they're an instant hot read for this week. Texas defense. Here's a word from our sponsors. Pick up your favorite team's gear from NFL Shop by Fanatics. Use the GOAT Strategies link below to save on your purchase. Now there you have it. For the Fantasy Football Week 16 playoffs, it's round 2. Who are you starting this week? What are your concerns? This is Dub FFG. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. Till next time, we'll see you soon in the finals.